Hello everybody, welcome to my devlog. In this video, I will be covering crafting and the changes that have put in place since the last video. So, one of the first main things, on this screen here, you're able to go to different screens. I've mentioned in the previous one, having to do something on the left and right side. Well, now we have that. Press left arrow, or D, I believe, for WASD people. You press left, it'll take you over here. Right takes you over here. Up is what takes you over here to the boxes I showed you in the previous video. Down brings you back. So the main thing here is what's going to be over here. When I click on it, now we have the box. See before. Let's go ahead and put this here Warhammer. Now when you do that, it'll only bring one of them over, because that is what is going to be setting your background here. And you'll see it puts it over here as well. Pretty much anytime you're making an item, that's how this is going to go. Is the main outline will be showing up here. You'll see it over here, and the cost of base item shows up here. Now, if you want to set the puzzle, this is where you'll be doing it from the tech tree. I do realize I forgot to make this better. It's still all squished, but you see what it is. Select that, that'll give you the tester for the powered Warhammer. I really need to work on the screen there. It needs a lot of cleanup to be more clear as to what it's doing. But for this one here, you get the powered Warhammer. Since I don't think I've covered this before in a previous video, I'm going to give you a nice simple rundown. For this one, what we're going to want is an earth crystal. Because earth crystals are the crystals that give you kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is, and if you're up with your physics, kinetic energy is the energy of motion. So we'll put a switch there, and we'll want an emitter room here. Now if you're wondering why it's offset, there's a good reason for that. So here, these ones are, despite the fact the icon isn't quite what it should be, this is slate. This is a second level material. So it has really good, really low resistance, about like that of a standard wire for channeling kinetic energy like this. Now, the reason that it's pointing this way is because this is the direction you want your hammer moving. So, when you wire it, you have to consider, like, this thing is going to create a force, and forces have vectors. So, you have to consider the direction that your energy is moving when you are emitting it. That's the point of this. That's why this is at an angle. And it's going to be primarily dependent on the direction that the energy is moving. So, like, if there was, say, one on this side and one on this side, and this one was turned off, but this one was turned on, it would go this way. If they're both turned on, however, it would move normal to it, which is directly towards the screen here. Probably don't need to worry about that, but it's just on the little side. So, anyhow, you do your test. Now, when you bring this up, you'll see now we have this little thing sitting over here. So there's our hammer. You have a bell up here, and the main thing is going to be, if you ever seen one of those carnival games, smash the hammer into it, send the weight up, hit the bell. That's the idea. So let's do that. And we were successful. So a success means we get this little screen here. This is our recipe that we've unlocked. In this case, of course, it's not unlocked as I've done this before, but it's still a new recipe, more or less. This up here is where you would name the thing, and you could go with the remote powered Warhammer, or maybe I'm gonna make hammer face, or the Warhammer 40K if you prefer. You can already have a hammer make hammer face. So yeah, you'll see here the the overlay there between the base item and the circuit that you just made. This here is the things that went into it, the amount of material, the amount of time it will take to make it. So the material cost is about 169 gold if you were to buy these. Obviously these are free, so that's primarily this one, which is I think 125. This one, which is 1, and this, which is about 18. So that ends up presumably adding up to what that says. And this will be on page 5. You can choose to, you can type in something for the page here, but I'm going to keep it on page 5 for now. So we press save, and yeah, I just kind of save it and put all that stuff there. I'm not entirely certain it did in fact save. Give me a second here. Okay, back. Yeah, I made I had the saving disabled at the time, so I enabled it, stopped it, started it, so it should have saved now. I don't have a simple way to go back to the shop, so a second here. Alright, so here we are now at the shop. Definitely looking a lot different than last time you've seen it. So basically I made all this shop here in Blender, and I rendered it and as images and made them as sprites so that I can get this little isometric view you got here. So this is the same thing, you highlight over them and they glow. Door opens and closes. Okay, so the main thing to be talking about here is going to be the crafting bench here, which is not working in the previous video, but is now working. You'll see one of the things that brings up this here hook. You'll see that yet another hammer is over here. Now, you will probably notice it's on page 8 and not on page 5, and that's because there's about 3 pages of these index things here. You can turn the pages like that. Originally it turned from down here. I made it turn from up here. It does have some graphical problems that I need to work out, but it works pretty nicely. And you click on these and you'll be able to get to the hammer that you were looking for. So over here, you get another hammer. So this one's 168, this one's 169, 170, 168. You have a few of these. The lesser fire one is also there. If you got its setup. Let's go for yet another hammer and test some good stuff. I have enough material to make at least one of them, but I think I probably have enough to make 5. No, I do not. Wait, yeah, no. It looks like I don't, but I don't see anything disabled. Oh, right, it's the hammer. It's not very clear. I need to make that more clear. Yeah, because I only have I got 4 hammers. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make those. So we will craft. Nice little thing. There was a bar there, but it would die pretty quickly. You didn't get to see much of it, but you will see. Go over here. We have 4 more power floor hammers that we can activate. Here. I need to check something about that. I think they shouldn't have combined the way that they did. So I lost my cool little overlay. You know, with the main idea of it. Bring in the lesser fire one too. That icon's wrong. I need to figure out what's wrong with the lesser fire one too. But yeah. And the main thing there is that has to do with who's going to be showing up in the shop. Right now nobody's going to show up if the door's closed. But let's see. If I'm not mistaken, Around here. Two. We have one that would have shown up at 8 if we weren't closed. One will show up at 12. That's why I didn't open up the door. And rather than just sitting around, go ahead and let time go a little bit faster. It's not as fast as it goes though. So it's still gonna take a little bit to get to 12, but it shouldn't take too long. And when it does, Lighter came in. It's the powered warhammer. So, same as before, so sold, or we come to agreement. And now this one, now we're able to put in a actual value. Alright, still maybe something about that. That's supposed to actually say something there. Now he says you won't go silver over 100, but I know better. Let's 1,000. Let's say 1,010. I don't remember exactly how high he will go. Something press and oh. Alright, so in his case, despite the fact that he said you don't only take, you wouldn't take a silver over 1,000. Actually, he'll take I think 1,060. Anything more than that, he'll want to haggle, and then he has like an upper limit. I think. After that, he'll ask you like, I'll show you. Yeah, time moving again. Should be another customer here around 2 o'clock. So we'll let that pass by. And you know, again, same sort of thing, same sort of way. In this case, let's say 1070. It's a bit too high. So can you do something about that? Yeah, I think 1,060 is the high point, and then it'll be somewhere in the middle between those two. It's the sweet spot. So let's say I were to say 1055. Now we have to haggle. Same as before, haggle, 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 haggle. And that'll go back and forth for, not actually sure how many minutes that's going to be. But, yeah, we'll be sitting here haggling for a little bit. I'll just pause and skip that for you, but you'll be able to see up here how long it took. So yeah, now you can see there. It's done. I forgot to mention before, you can fast forward time while the haggling is going on. That's a useful little thing, because the haggling, it takes its time based off of this block, not real time. So if you speed up time, it'll make the haggling go a little bit faster. Yeah, I think it took probably about a minute to about an hour of in-game haggling. So it's been a lot of time talking with that guy. But yeah, that's the. I'm gonna give you a better view here. I think I have enough here for not 150. Oh, you've been interrupted. Yeah, you can have it better. Actually, I may not have it. Oh, I probably don't have enough of the base item. So I think I only really have a few wands. I was going to show you a crafty 1,000 of them, but yeah, I did set it up for 1,000 wands. I only have 5. And that's not going to really show you a whole lot. But yeah, I just really want to show you this thing. It's really cool, but that's just me. Anyhow, the bed does about what you'd expect it to do. It is the day. Now it's the next day. There should be an end screen that'll be showing up at some point that will, show how much you sold that day and all that. You made a pretty good profit here. And, you started at 1,000, now you have 4,065. Pretty good. Hammers sell pretty well. Probably a little bit too well, but that's just a thing for balancing in the future. This one here, by the way, is this thing. If you want to wear, this is the crafting bench over here. That takes you to the craft area. This is that bench. You see, I've replaced the one hammer with this one at some point. And yeah, that's the main thing here. This is where you would sell your stuff to your customers. I wanted to show off what happens if you have a really long craft and like a customer comes in while you're crafting, not while you're looking at your book like happened previously, but if I was crafting at that time. But what happened is customer would have showed up and they show up down here. I don't have a way to show you that right now. Give me a second here. Also, let's show something else I like. As the sun hits the windows. Yeah, there they are. Little lights in the window. It's very cool. If you're wondering, yes, this is east. It is not west, as you might expect. But yeah, as I was saying about the waiting customer, you get a thing that shows up, looks like this. It shows up, it gives you a little menu, and it asks that you can be rude to them and tell them to piss off, or you can tell them to be there in a moment. If you tell them to be there in a moment, they'll wait for you, and then you can just click on them, and you can get a customer. I think actually right now it'll do that. No. You can click on them, and then they'll give you the customer, and it'll do its stuff. But yeah. Actually, I probably could do that manually, but I don't know that you'll get anything all that useful out there. Nah, I can't figure it here out of its normal sequence. And then there's another sprite that shows up. If there's more than one, it's basically just that, but there's a plus next to it. And yeah, you'll notice the date and the time show up here. It is 1066. So history buffs out there might be happy to know that there will be a war later this year. Unrelated, but there's two different worlds, but still. I had to pick a date, and so I went with 1066. And yeah, I think that mostly covers what I've been working on so far. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there is. So, yeah, as for the next thing, let's see. I'm working on components. I'm gonna get those ones. Some changes coming for the components. I need to get their testers in place. Because right now we have two testers only: the wand and the powered hammer, based on the new system that I got set in place here. So I'll get the so still got to get the ones that I've already basically completed and just need to be updated with the immovable rod and the and gate or gate, XOR gate, half adder. Get those things in place. They're similar. The components are unusual because they are things that you can actually craft. So when you complete them, you'll get a recipe. You can craft them here on the craft bench, and then you can actually use them in the puzzle, where other things are just to be sold. So that's an interesting thing about them. And yeah, I need to get those ones back to work in their normal fashion. And then I got, I still want to get the capacitors working in the new way that I had designed. Recording there. Yeah, and then I have a few more things. Obviously, I'm not going to be making the August one that I had planned for. I think I decided partway through this month that I was just like, really, I would need an entire month for testing, and just kind of squeaking something across at the 11th hour just didn't seem like it would be a very good idea. But I did get the shop in a pretty good state. As I said, that's how it would by the end. So that's nice. But yeah, these things need to be updated and a lot of testing and cleanup and bug fixes and the like. Yeah, that's what we got so far.